Welcome back to our channel's Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had all the people that sell the snacks and soft drinks outside of the Petco Park so that you don't have to pay full price inside, smash the subscribe button. Go ahead and have them smash it right now. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to all the patronies, all the members of the new website. Thank you. God bless you. This wouldn't have been possible without you. Stay tuned for your well-deserved shout out at the end. This episode right here, man, I was taking a shower and watching dubs right now. Where's my sound effects? Fuck. Slipping. I like his videos of prison, right? Old school prison. I could reminisce, take a walk down memory lane. I don't know. He's like an old war veteran that just can't let it go, right? And has to reminisce. So shout out to him. Go check out his channel. That was the topic. The video in particular that I was watching was curfews. Curfews on prison yards. Well, what does that mean, Hector? As you know, my side of the story is from the green side, the correctional officer's perspective, right? That's the beauty of this. Kind of get to see two different sides, polar opposite sides within the system, talk about kind of the same topic, which is kind of cool. I think so. Curfews. What is a curfew in a nutshell? A curfew in a nutshell is inmates that are affiliated with a certain group, organization, or gang have a specific time limit to get off of a yard they are housed on by any means necessary, usually through violence. That's the way to get off. Now, if you're a correctional officer in 2025, you have 5 years or below, 7 years or below. You're fairly new, no disrespect. Or you want to join the profession. Can you just show up, be oblivious to your surroundings, not understand the inmates' politics, and go through your job for 20, 25, 30 years? It's possible, right? But it's not in your best interest, because the more you know strategically, art of war, Sun Tzu, the better off you're going to be prepared. I'm going to give you guys the breakdown of Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility throughout the non-designated program, the mixing of inmates under Jeff McCumber's California model, and what those curfews look like for those certain gangs. You guys already know they dropped the California model. Well, they dropped the non-designated program on our laps. Didn't say shit. And fucking just, hey, all of a sudden dudes started showing up on buses that were being housed in motherfucking yards they should not have been fucking housed on. Right? PC, GP. That easy, man. But Hector, why? Can't they just get mixed? Shut the fuck up and make it wink. Sorry, I got my daughter over there. The A yard, facility A, at one point when I first got there to Donovan, it was SNY. No, the Spencer. At one point when I first got to Donovan, A yard, formerly known as a 1 yard, was GP, general population. See, this is how much they be flipping yards throughout this department. It was GP. 2 of the buildings were EOP. The other 3, buildings 3, 4, and 5, were GP. Blacks, whites, Mexicans, and others. The thing that always got me is, why didn't the GP inmates on buildings 3, 4, and 5 get off on the SNY, on the EOPs on 1 and 2? They would always say, oh, it's because we never had an opportunity or we were never mixed. I fail to believe that, because they had numerous opportunities. Trust me. I'm not encouraging violence. I'm just saying, even though there was EOPs in 1 and 2, in 3, 4, and 5, the GPs were not getting off. And it was working. I mean, I don't like violence. I don't like incidents. I don't like paperwork. So it was working. When they completely and utterly flipped it, non-designated, and that was level 3 GP, they were really starting to bring dudes onto the yard that they should not have been bringing on. S offenders, former informants. I don't use the term rats. I'm not like, that's not how I get down. But in their world, rats, informants, dropouts, like dudes that were definitely a target in the eyes of the general population active inmates. All right, damn, Hector, that's a juicy ass backstory. Gracias a ti, Tuceli. Yes, so Hector, you were a lieutenant during this time, right? Yup. You had started at Centinela State Prison, right? Yup. Level 4 GP killers, Charlie Yard, the White House. Mm-hmm. So you knew what time it was, right, Hector? Yeah, I fucking knew as a lieutenant. I was assigned to Delta Yard, lieutenant. Best yard in the state, formerly known as the 4 yard. Oh, man, so much dope on that yard, everybody was happy. Everybody was happy. So when they started to bring these bad inmates, protective custody inmates onto the yard, the Southerners started to get off on them. Immediately. First, I think it was with hands. It could have been with weapons right away. Now, this is level 3 GP. Slicing them for sure. Stabbing them for sure. In the cut, there's some blind spots where the gunner can't see. Motherfucking people showing up with slice wounds, stab wounds, just like, hey, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. What are you doing, baby? You okay? I'm almost done. I'm over here. She's over here messing around. So, you want to come over here and sit on my lap? Come here. I'm going to tell a little story. I'm going to try to keep it It's okay, baby. That doesn't mean nothing to me. Back to what I was saying. No edits. She just destroyed my whole entire shelving unit over there. It's okay, right? We could just pick it up. No big deal. So, A-Yard. It got to the point where they got hit with a 72-hour curfew from their people. By then, the heavy hitters were out of the shoe. I can only imagine it was through cell phone. Hey, you got this yard, whatever yard you are now on, is been deemed no good. Get off. Get out. Go away. Right? And I remember that 72-hour curfew. There was a freaking AW, man. This fucking guy, dude. We were in the chapel, A-Yard. I went over from Delta to go be nosy in Alpha. And this freaking AW literally told the officers, hey, don't worry, guys. There's no threat that the inmates want to attack COs. And in my head, I'm like, why would you say that, dude? Why would you freaking say that, bro? Clearly, you're wrong. When he left, I got the sergeants and together. I said, hey, nah, man, that dude was wrong. They're going to hit you guys. They're going to freaking hit you guys, right? Because think about it. In a life or death situation, and if they're in their ideology of gangs, they're going to do what they have to do, period. Now, there's not a freaking thing anybody in green or with a badge or with a magic wand can stop that. That's a fact. So they got hit with that 72-hour curfew, which means you have 3 days. 3 days, by any means necessary, get off the yard, usually through violence. Probably 113% per violence. Well, what about the blacks, Hector? What about the blacks? What about them? They were cool. They were cool. They were chilling, posted West Coast. Ain't nobody tripping with some blood. Crip. Hold on. I know you want to say something, but kick back. You're doing too much right now. When it got down to a 20, well, Hector, who's telling you all this? It's word on the tier, word through the grapevine. Maybe a CO overheard an inmate say it, and then they tell us, right? It's just the word gets out. Word got out somehow. I'm on Delta, the 4-yard. I hear that there's a now 24-hour curfew. Listen to me. I know violence, I know timelines, I know curfews, I know ideologies. I know my environment. I told myself, oh, it's over, right? They're gonna go nuts. Everything they were doing was failing to get them off the yard as a result of administration forcing this integration. They were beating up people, they were slashing people, they were stabbing people, they'd come right back to the yard. Nothing, like as if it didn't happen, right? I pulled my staff aside, I said, hey, get ready, guys. Are ready for what, LT? AR's about to go off. They're about to go buck wild over there, and they are about to start hitting cops. What? How do you know that, LT? They had a 72-hour fucking curfew. It failed miserably. Now they are down to a 24-hour curfew. Get ready. We are their sister facility. We are going to protect them. We will be responding. Okay, we got you, LT. It was a Sunday. And I've spoken on this Sunday before, 9 minutes in. I did a double that day, and my poor friend, she's a female. I worked with her at Centinela. She was the lieutenant over there. From 6 in the morning to 10 at night, nonstop staff assaults. But how, Hector? How can it be nonstop staff assaults? Don't they slam the yard? There was no slamming nothing. There was no stopping it. Administration wanted to force that integration. They were walking to pill line. Every time a cell door opened, whether it was to cell feed, they were coming out blasting cops. That's a fact. They remember. Whoever was on AR that day remembers. In the TTA, a good old, I think he's a sergeant now. escorted the inmate, sureño. The sureño said, Spensa. Fuck, CO turned, cold clocked him. Boom! Now, what I will say about that. Ooh, I believe that inmate regretted doing that because as I was responding to the TTA for the staff assault, thankfully a good CO that I knew from Centinela said, hey, LT, we got it. Don't go in there. We got it. I said, phew, you just saved my fucking life. Oh, what, Hector? You're the green wall now? You letting excessive use of force happen? Dude, he hit a cop. I didn't go in there. I can't truthfully tell you what happened. I can assure it didn't end well for that youngster. Period. That's a fact. You know I'd be telling the truth. I tell the truth, huh, baby? Mommy hates me? Ah! Those are curfews in a nutshell. Anything positive you want to say to the people?
Be kind.
Be kind. Don't be a scumbag. What else?
When your friend is hurt, help them.
When your friend is hurt, help them. Don't stab them in the back. What else?
Be nice to people.
Be nice to people. With that, we love you. Stay tuned for the sponsor wall. Keep pushing forward.